Hello students, in this video I will go through the steps needed to construct a rotation of negative 100 degrees over a given point. Alright, so what I want you to do is on a sheet of blank paper, what we're going to start by doing is drawing something to rotate a negative 100 degrees over. And I want everyone to be consistent, okay, with what I'm about to do. So I am going to draw myself a triangle over here, and I want you to draw it to relatively about the same size. I'm going to place a point over here, which I'm going to call A, a point over here, which I'm going to call B, and a point over here, which I'm going to call C. And I'm going to place a point over here, which I'm going to call P. So if I'm rotating a negative 100 degrees, that is a rotation that is clockwise or counterclockwise, right? So if you recall, and this is the best way to think about this, if you're given something, if you're told to rotate something over a given angle, understand this: the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, right? The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So this, therefore, is a positive rotation. And I can almost see that the caveman, right, making a drawing like this in our human history, seeing that the sun rising here and setting in the west. Isn't that beautiful? Right? So this is a positive rotation, whereas if we go in the other direction, then that would be a negative rotation. Okay? All right, so what we're going to do, how are we going to do this? What I'm going to do is, with the triangle ABC that I just made here, I placed 3 dots. I'm just going to connect the 3 dots together. I'm going to join together points A and B. And when you draw the line connecting A and B, don't have your straight edge go up right against the point that you're trying to draw a line over, because the tip of your pen there has a little bit of thickness there, right? So give yourself a little bit of slack. If you line up the straight edge right up against the point, what will happen is the line that you draw will end up being offset to the point that you're trying to draw a line passing through. So give yourself a little bit of slack, and you draw the line, and you can see then that will pass right through nicely there. And I'm going to do the same thing with B and C, and then with A and C. Again, how you're drawing this, okay, and how accurately things look is really dependent on how nice your instruments are. You know, what we do when we plan, theoretically using algebra, that's all like super, super precise. But if you are trying to draw things on paper, have it mirror some of the theory that you are calculating in your computations, then that's a whole different set of skills. So again, how precise something is really dependent on the instruments that you have. Anyway, so what you're going to do now, okay, because we're going to be rotating triangle ABC 100 degrees, negative 100 degrees, it's going to end up somewhere over here. Try to imagine that, right? Because if we rotated it positive 100, we would end up maybe somewhere down here. Okay? Again, counterclockwise is positive, clockwise is negative. Okay? So it's going to end up somewhere over here. How are we going to draw this? What you're going to do, okay, again, rotations is relative to something, right? It's got to be relative to point P. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to line up the point A to point P there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line passing through A and P. And your protractor will allow us to measure all different types of angles. So depending upon the type of protractor you have, mine only goes from 0 to 180, right? Some protractors actually go all the way around. So again, the fancier the tools, the more precise, the more things you can do with it. But we're limited to educational purposes instruments here. So we're only going to be rotating things from 0 to 180, and we're not going to be placing a dot, okay, at 180 here. We're going to be placing a dot at 80 instead, because 80 here is going to be 10 less than 90, which is also going to be, it's going to be 100 going in the other direction. So understand, how to read this. And how are you going to use this? Well, on the protractor, if you look at this protractor on the very, very bottom edge here, there's a horizontal line. You need to line up this horizontal line upright against the line that you just made. It has to go exactly collinear, okay? The crosshairs, I'm going to pick this up again. Every protractor has this. There's a crosshairs right here, okay? Some may be like a little peephole, okay, on your protractor, okay? What you need to do is that point there needs to go over the point of rotation. So, again, I'm going to line up my protractor so that my P rests on the crosshairs and the horizontal line passes is exactly on the horizontal line of the protractor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a dot right on 80, okay, just like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line connecting point P and the dot that I just made. Okay, so this angle that we just made now, that's negative 100 degrees. You're going to take your compass and we're going to place our pin on P. You're going to open up the compass so that it reaches to point A, like I have here. You don't need to draw the full arc. What you need to do is you just need to draw the arc on the line itself, like so. So this intersection, this is going to be my A prime. All right, and I'm going to repeat this process with B and C. I'm going to take my straight edge, I'm going to line up B with point P. And I'm going to take my protractor. Again, I am going to line up the horizontal line and P on the crosshairs. And that looks to be about right. And I'm going to place my point on 80, like so. And I'm going to pick up my protractor, place the straight edge on point P, and again I'm going to draw that line. Just like that. I'm going to take my compass now, place my point P, my pin on P, and I'm going to close my compass just a bit so that my compass lead reaches point B. And then I want to draw an arc. If for some reason the arc that you're drawing does not hit the line that you draw, then you'll need to extend the line. So you'll need to pick up your straight edge and extend that line further so that it does intersect. So this is going to be my B prime, and I'm going to do it one last time with point C. So and I'm going to take my protractor here, And one more time, I'm going to measure 100 degrees. Point P on the crosshairs. The horizontal line lined up with the line that I just made. Draw a line passing through P and the dot. There you go. Take my compass, pin on P, lead on C, and draw my intersection right there. This is going to be my C prime. And for the final touch, draw the lines connecting A and B, A and C, and B and C. And there you go. So, this is the rotation of triangle ABC over -100 degrees. See you in the next video.